Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kat's Cottage. Got my nice hot coffee this morning. Take another swallow of that. Okay, well, I hope everybody's well. And we're just moving right along through this winter, aren't we? I understand we're supposed to get another blast um, through the states there on the, east and Tennessee. I keep putting my hand up in the camera. But anyway, I am going to. Yesterday, my husband stopped at the store and got a whole sack of this squash, reduced, got a bag of it for $1. And what happens is, it's not rotten. That's where it's handled rough and it'll turn on you, when you bruise it. So I'm going to clean, while I'm sitting here with y'all, I'm going to clean that up. And I'm going to put it in a bag, and now I can do some things with it. One thing, it's good for you. I'm sure there's a whole lot of vitamins that I'm not there thinking about, but squash is good for you to eat. What my favorite way to eat squash is I cut it up in chunks and I put green onion in it, the bottoms and the tops. Chop it up and put some butter in there. And I usually microwave that because it does it the best, in like a little casserole. And yeah, but that's my favorite way. Now I could slice it, batter it by meaning little egg and then some flour and fry it. That's good. I love that. And then I could put some in soups. But yeah, it's good for you. And I told him, I said, well, that's an awful lot. That's a big sack. And he said, well, it was $1, all of it. So I'm going to cut on it this morning while I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs. And I'm going to bring that down so y'all can see my table. See what I'm going to be doing on my table here. Now, here's my bag I'm going to put it in so I can keep it in my refrigerator. Okay, and the rest of this that's left over, I can either, I can compost that, which that's what I'm going to do. Or as I've told you before, you can boil it as long as it's not bad rotten spots. You can boil it and make broth, or you can grind it up and put it in. Well, you can actually add it almost to anything that it'll blend into. I'm cutting off the little hit spots because that's what they really are. The fruit hasn't rotted. Okay, and there I am. It's all cleaned up, and I'm gonna cut it up. And someone asked me, what was my favorite coffee? Well, one thing, my favorite coffee is strong coffee, you know. But I have a favorite is really Italian. I love Italian coffee. That's the best thing I look forward to when I go in an Italian restaurant is their coffee. Uh, I'll cut some of these kind of small. Now I could still, even though I'm cutting them this way, I could still put egg on them and some flour and fry them still. Yeah. Same thing with this one. It's just got a few beat up spots. Not rotten, just beat up. Okay. I have such problems here growing squashes because of the squash bugs. They just really attack the plant and get into the stem before I can even get anything. Now you can cut them long like this, see, like this, and put them down in the egg, and then put it down in your skillet, to fry it. I'll just cut them up in a few different ways, and I can always hit that with a knife if that's not what I'm after. Cut a few of them cut one like that. That's what I'll do. Okay, I'll just keep going. Vegetables like this can't really sit on your counter. Not even in your refrigerator, really. They'll go pretty fast. So that's why I'm gonna clean them all up and be done with it. Even a stir fry. Some of y'all probably were thinking that when I was saying what to do with them. You like a stir fry. Get you a little basic, get a little basic meat, or even if you don't want meat, um, and put it in a skillet. And cook it with the other vegetables, or buy one of those bagged stir fries, and then just add your squash to it. When I get those stir fries, I'm always adding something from a can. That's usually done anyway. But yeah, you could add some of this, as long as it's cut up small enough so it'll cook pretty fast um, into the stir fry. And you can also shred this stuff up now, and you can add it to cakes, cookie batter. I love adding zucchini, shredding zucchini up and putting it in bread. I've made a lot of zucchini bread in the past. Shred it, or you could just completely blend it where it's just a paste, a mush, and then put it into any kind of food. I guess I learned that from my mother. She didn't. I don't know that she did it as when I was a kid. If she didn't, she should have. But she learned it when she got her first job. When we got down there to Dolphin Island, she got her first job in a school cafeteria. And she said one of the things that they did was they added things into other foods to stretch them. And I'll tell you what, that was some of the best food. And then the government came along and they made some rules. Oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that. And so, they would get these huge tubs of peanut butter. And this peanut butter, when peanut butter's natural and raw, it's not real sweet. It's not really sweet at all to me. And they added that to patties, meatloaf, cooking patties, things like that. And it was really good. But then somebody had to whine and complain that they were adding things that weren't the real product, and they were making it You know, hey, bread ground up, shredded up, mixed into things, like makes it really good. Just like you might have saw me yesterday put that coconut flour into that brownie mix. I was just trying to get rid of my coconut flour, and I put that coconut flour in any. I put it in hamburger meat. I've used it. You really, if you don't put that much, you don't really pick up that coconut taste. But how it is, and I guess somebody's. I don't know. When I was growing up, I don't remember anybody allergic to peanuts or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, kids are allergic to peanuts. So I don't know. But and these, I save these. I recycle them. I use them for a lot of different things. I tie up garden plants with them. If I get too many, I take them out in the garden. I also take them, put a plant down in there. If I buy a plant or have a plant in my greenhouse, I'll put it down in there, and I'll do it like that and plant it. Tie this up around the plant base, and insects have trouble getting in there, especially snails or anything like that. And then I just use it like a sack. It makes a good scrubber. Um, Now, what I'm using now, my compost bag. When I go to open my compost bag, I get all confused and I pull one side to the other or whatever, and then I end up putting the compost down in between. I have a double bag, so that's why it gets all confused. So I take these and I tie it on one end of my compost bag, and the other is hooked on the door. And then this is the one I know to pick up from, the red one. Pick the red one up. But that's what I'm using these for now. But gosh, you can use them for anything. Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's see how much I got. That's a lot, y'all. That's a lot. Look at there. That's a lot. Okay. Still got air. I didn't get a whole lot out, but it got some out where I could press it down. Okay, now this is going to be in my refrigerator. And I might fry some of that this morning with my scrambled egg. Make me a scrambled egg, and I think I might fry some of that. Yeah. Okay. My candle is just about to say goodbye. I don't even know that I can light that one. Yeah, it's lighting. I don't know how long that's going to stay though. Okay, that's two that'll light. For now anyway. Oh, it's just one that's going to light. Well, I think that one's done. It's done its due. Got one right here. This one is baked apple pie. Ooh. Okay, well, we'll light you up and let you finish your life here. Okay. This is too big for that. It won't sit on it. So, but I think I have a small one. Let me get up and go get it. Put my matches back over here. In this drawer, I have a small one. Let's see how this one works. Yeah, here we go. See how small it is? It's probably Christmas or something, but I don't know. There we go. How's that? There's one. Get that apple pie to cooking there. Okay. All right. Now, well, I guess I've done all I can do this morning. I don't know what to think about what's going on everywhere, and I'm relating to the weather. I can't talk about the other stuff; it's done, you know. But the weather. How does a a fire get inside a factory? Mm-mm. Um, it's just my opinion now. On my opinion, I think that all of these fires in California, you know, the times I went to California, I don't recall fires. Uh, these just seem to increase every year. They get more and more. Um, I think they're being set myself. And when they first showed these fires, they were spotted, and there's about 5 of them in different places, scattered out. And that doesn't make sense. There's not 5 homeless people out in the woods making a fire and burning the woods down. No, there's not. And then maybe one will do it. Um, but that factory, that battery factory, oh my goodness. And there's some, besides it burning and putting out all that fumes, it's somebody's jobs. It's their livelihood is gone. Oh my gosh, you're working somewhere, and then before the day's over, you're not working anywhere, and you have no income. Um, no wonder I hear about people in the Salvation Army looking for a job and trying to find some clothes in there. What are y'all doing here? You burned out in California, but they've came this way. Just keep coming this way to try to get a job. And boy, we're something else. There's so many of us. You would think that we could put the fire out just by our amount of people. Um, when I was a kid, I remember. I remember one time my daddy's field. They used to burn a field before they planted because it put nutrients back into the ground. And I can remember him lighting up the field. I remember one time he lit up his garden field, and we're talking about a big field. In my mind, it was always too big. I didn't want to pick all those vegetables and do all that chopping and stuff. Um, but anyway, we'd all, one time I can remember he said, "Come on, we got to get this field out. It's gotten out of control." Oh, it was heading to the neighbor's house. So we got out there with heavy, wet rugs, little rugs, and blankets and towels. Heavy. That's when they made heavy towels. They didn't make towels like they do now. But we'd wet them and go out there and beat the fire. We'd beat the fire down and Just seems, and y'all probably, oh, that crazy woman. Yeah, you know, what? They tell everybody to get out. Everybody get out. Everybody get out of your homes. Leave your homes. Some of them that stayed saved their homes. I saw one yesterday. It was a little clapboard house with that old siding, looked like from the 30s or 40s. Um, he didn't do a thing. You know, he didn't do a thing as far as leaving. He stayed. Um, and I don't know. Maybe it was God blessed him. He was standing there crying, saying, "Why did God bless me? I'm not that good." But you know what? Maybe he was going to make you be good. He's going to show you. Um, but I guess where I'm going with all this, I'm saying there's so many of us. It would seem that we could work like little ants and put it out. Like all those Mexican firemen. I think they like to be called Hispanic, but their country is named Mexico. You can't, we could rename the country Hispanic. The Hispanicans are coming. What's wrong with being called a Mexican? You're in Mexico? I was born in Texas. I'm a Texan. What's wrong with Mexico? What's what's wrong with being called Mexican? I don't understand that. That's another subject, isn't it? Um, but anyway, hey, they were showing bodies to work, not people running. And, you know, God bless them for coming over here and helping. Men, y'all get off y'all's butts and get out there and put a fire out. Don't run and, oh, there's a fire. There's a fire that started over there. And then those neighbors that got a hold of that guy that was lighting up garbage cans. Uh, yeah, I started to say they needed to beat the crap out of him, but my daughter told me I need to quit saying I've beat people up. So I'll quit saying that. But they did good by taking him and trapping him, holding him down, tying him up for the police to come. Uh, I thought a lot about that and how the police just let him loose right away. As soon as they pulled him away from that area from those people, uh, they let him loose. Oh, gosh. I think I want to get my identification, but I'm kind of wanting to wait and see what happens. The little rules can change. It took pretty fast for them to change to this woke, and I'm waiting for this to go away. And I'm waiting for common sense to come back. Common sense. Use your common sense, you know. Um, but anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. This is really cute, though. Right here, I'm holding the scandal again. You know, this kind of reminds me of talking on here. When I would go see my sister, and my sister did it. My sister started it, said it to me. So I thought, okay. And she said something about, I don't know what, I can't remember the words, but it hurt me. She said, um, I love you, but I hate you too. And I thought, why would you say that? She said, and you know what? We need to talk about um, safe things. Let's don't talk about the family or growing up or anything like that. Let's talk about safe stuff. Uh, And that's a little bit kind of like what America has become. Let's talk about safe stuff. You know, we can sit here, I guess, if she was still alive, I could talk about, well, the squash, what that was safe, wasn't it? Could talk about the squash, talk about my favorite Italian coffee. Um, I don't know, safe stuff. Uh, Clothes. We could talk about clothes. Talk about shopping. I don't know. Maybe you got a sister too that likes to argue, or brother, and so maybe you figured it out too, that you talk about safe stuff. And I think we talk about safe stuff with our husbands too. You know, sometime we will get to a point and then we'll say something direct because we get sick of it. And then another time you'll think, okay, gosh, I'm tired of that. But you're not going to say anything. You're going to keep it safe. And so you tolerate it. I think, of course, I think that toleration goes on both sides. He probably tolerates me and I tolerate him. And so that, I mean, just talk safe and then you'll be okay. And your videos will be good. Okay, nobody will get mad. Nobody will take offense. But it doesn't matter with me. I'm going to make somebody mad. I'm going to make somebody take offense. Uh, you know, and I'm quick to change my mind on things. So they don't work out. I'm quickly to change my mind. But my husband's son went back into the hospital, and I think that'll be an ongoing thing, really. Um, has a tube going down, past his stomach to try to feed into his intestines to feed him. So I don't think that's going to last. I think he might get sepsis or something in that way. Um, yeah, he's in and out of the hospital, not even really to check out. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I don't want him moved. Of course, I don't have nothing to do with it, but I wouldn't want him moved from his home where he's been there a long time. But anyway, I'm not sure what all I can talk about this morning other than I'm going to put this squash in the kitchen. I'll figure out what to do. Like I said, I think I'm going to take some of it and cut it up a little smaller, throw it in the skillet and let it kind of steam a little bit and cook a little bit. And then I'm going to put me a scrambled egg in there with it. And that's a breakfast with some vitamins. I'm talking. I'll look up later and see what just to do it and see what squash. That's that yellow squash, that crookneck squash. Although those didn't seem to have a crook neck. It may be another kind, but it's yellow squash. It's not the kind that you can store in your basement. None of that. It don't get hard and you can't store it. You got to pretty much eat it right after, pretty much after you've cut it, as y'all know. But okay, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Again, talking to y'all this morning and drinking some nice coffee with y'all. And y'all take care and God bless all of y'all. Bye bye.